I want to talk about life purpose or meaning or finding direction in your life, especially when you're a bit younger. So I'm about 24, and it seems that every person that I speak to around my age, every friend that I have, everyone that I meet outside, seems to not know what they want to do with their lives. And there is just this sense of confusion and conflict. Maybe things are pulling them this direction and that direction, and they're just overall confused with how to proceed. They don't know what they should be doing on a day-to-day basis. They don't know what they want to be doing. And so if you're in this situation and you've clicked on this video, I would like to share some of my insights into what I learned about meaning and purpose and my own process of how I was very lost, very confused, and not knowing what I wanted to do, to now I know exactly what I want to do. I know the exact actions I need to take, and I don't have uncertainty about the future, or at least nowhere near as much as I had before. There is this very clear direction. I know where I'm going and I know how to get there. And so I do these actions every single day. And I want to speak about just how you can get there, how you can get to a point where you wake up knowing what you want to do. You've already done all the thinking and you're just focused and you feel this sense of fulfillment and alignment with your daily actions. The first thing I want to preface is this isn't an easy solution. Like, you're not going to find your life's meaning or purpose or direction simply at the end of this video. I'm going to give you some tools and some direction on how you can find direction, because it's something that takes a lot of time. And I think there are some cases where some people that I know, maybe actually just one person that I know, inherently kind of fell into something that was completely aligned with them. It was in their karma, essentially, to find what they wanted to do at a very young age. And if you've clicked on this video, I'm going to assume that's not your case. With us and people like us, we need to spend a lot of time thinking and feeling into who we are and what we want, what this body, what this mind kind of craves and desires, and what are our unique talents and strengths. So first, we need to understand our values. What do we actually value from just this infinite array of different values that a person can have? What do we value? What are the top 10 things that really matter the most to us in our life? Is it truth? Is it honesty? Is it freedom? Is it independence? Is it love? What are these words, these key words that really just resonate with you, that strike basically the inner core of your heart? What are these words? What are these ideas or concepts? And what do they mean to you? So what I would suggest for this, in a very practical way, go online somewhere, find like a value list of, let's say, 300 values, or however many, 100, 200, just keywords, just values that have been listed out, and select 10 of them that you say are your top values, and rank them in order of which ones you find most important. What this does is it clears up this thinking, contemplating process in your day-to-day life. You know what you value after you do this process, and it can take, for me, it took up to 5 hours, and you define each value as it is to you. So finding these values is the first step to finding out what you want to do in your life. You need to figure out what you actually value, what is meaningful to you. Without doing this step, or without thinking about these things, you basically have no hope of finding what you want to do. And once you have these values, you can then look at your top 3, top 4 values and be like, what things can I do? What careers or what work, what path can I go down that aligns with these values, these top 4 values that I've spent so much time thinking about? What can I do that makes me constantly run into these values, express these values, be around these values in my day-to-day life. And this is essential because you've said to yourself, these are the things I value. And so your work naturally should be aligned to these values, or else what are you doing? I remember when I first did it, and at the back here, actually, I have these 10 values. I look at them every single day. It took me so long to get to that. And now they are a foundation of my life. The next thing we need to understand is our unique strengths. And I'm going to link a quiz down below, or it's like this website that helps you analyze what your key strengths are. So definitely take that. So you have your values, and now we're talking about strengths. And this is also another really important element of knowing what you want to do with your life, understanding your strengths and weaknesses. So what I would suggest is you do this test, and then you find out what your strengths are, and don't take it completely at face value for what the quiz gives you back. You can order them as you see fit. If you think, no, I'm a bit stronger with this, or I'm a bit better with this, just rearrange them and get the top 5. And again, now that you have these top 5 things, like again, personality quizzes and strength tests and all of this stuff can actually be very useful. It's not just kind of a leisurely fun time that you do to kind of be like, oh my God, this is who I am type of thing, which a lot of people do quizzes like that. But you can use it practically to be like, okay, so I've got values here. I've got my top 4 values. I've got my top 3 strengths. What is, like, you draw a little Venn diagram in a sense in your mind. What is the overlap? What are some possibilities? What are some things that I can do that overlap and match these things? So you begin to start asking yourself questions like that, and just turn off your kind of rational, critical mind. Don't think about what's possible. And this is really, really important. Don't think about what's possible or realistic. Because if I'm being honest, your kind of idea of what's realistic and possible is probably very, very skewed and flawed due to your conditionings, due to some things that people said. Just pretend, and if you don't believe it wholeheartedly, just pretend that everything is possible for now. And you're just shortlisting some potential ideas where these values and strengths kind of overlap, and there's potential career paths. Even if it's not a common thing or mainstream, just write it down anyways. And the last thing that I'll give in this video, just another pointer in a direction, is to do this thought exercise that I did that completely transformed my mind and what I thought was possible, and really made it clear what I wanted to do with my life. And this is the exercise of imagining you had 100 million in your bank, and you're just sitting there. All of your money, expenses, everything is taken care of for the rest of your life. You have 100 million. That's more than enough to survive, to live, to thrive. And you're sitting there with 100 million in your bank, and think to yourself, what do I want to do now? I've had all the fun. I've played around. I've explored the world. I've traveled. Like, think of, you've done everything that you wanted to do. All your desires have been fulfilled. All your needs are taken care of. What do you want to do now? And really take this thought exercise seriously, this thought experiment seriously. What do you want to do? Just ponder around in this space and see what comes to mind, and write these things down. So these are the 3 things that there's a lot more to it. And if you're a bit more serious about trying to figure out where you want to go, if this is really, really urgent with you, I can suggest the place where I learned some of this stuff from. And if you go down that route, you will definitely figure out what you want to do if you take the course seriously. So I took this course by actualize.org, Leo from actualize.org, called Finding Your Life Purpose. And he goes into a lot more detail than I have in this video. But these 3 things that I mentioned, so finding your values, finding your strengths, and doing this thought experiment, were the most transformative things for me. So if you just do these 3 things, you're definitely going to have a lot more clarity in the direction you want to go. than you had before watching this video, before doing those exercises. And like I said, it's not easy. It takes a lot of energy, time, and effort, intention to figure out what you want to do with your life, especially if it's not innate, if it's not immediately obvious to you. It's a process of self-discovery, realigning yourself with your intuition and your desires, and figuring out who you are and how you want to express your existence, basically. Well, that's about it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully these exercises are thought-provoking and they give you a bit more clarity. If you enjoyed the video, then feel free to subscribe. I'm going to be releasing more content centered around creating your ideal life, becoming more aware, and learning how to communicate and connect with other people. So yeah, that's about it from me. Take care.